On Taxus 2, no sooner had the Watch Knights dispatched the Death Guard assault than a force of kin was sighted. The kin force assaulting Taxus 2 appeared to have a number of demon engines in its midst, unusual for the kin. Speculation from the priests of Mars came up with the idea that perhaps the kin had been tainted from mining material in the Achilles Nebula, and that the warp stone, the psi crystals, and even the Noctilith crystal might itself contain taint. If so, it was something to be dealt with by the Watch Knights. Against this force, the Watch Knights dug in and prepared a defensive line, determined to stop the kin's depredations on Taxus 2. The kin began a headlong advance, driving hard in particular along the left flank with their speeder bikes. The kin poured heavy amounts of demonic engine fire into Honored Mormont, the ballistide dreadnought, only to have it repaired almost instantly by Techmarine Euripides. The Watch Knights immediately launched a counter-attack in order to drive back the kin and stop their advance. The Blade Guard's unit, Swordsworn, charged and took out one of the demon engines. Captain Drusus and his heavy intercessors managed to take out another demon engine. Heavy fire from the rest of the Watch Knights, including the freshly repaired Honored Mormont, managed to take out a number of the other demon engines, but still the kin continued to advance. Captain Drusus and the heavy intercessors began to sustain heavy flanking fire from the kin. Meanwhile, special kin forces teleported deep behind the fighting. The Blade Guard Swordsworn brilliantly held off a fierce kin counterattack. Hellblaster Squad Wrathful, on the other hand, was savaged by a demon engine attack and was forced to fall back. Meanwhile, some of the kin berserkers, eerily reminiscent to Khorne berserkers, charged the Gladiator Valiant, damaging the Watch Knight tank, but unable to destroy it, and thus it fell back. Kin hover bikes, on the other hand, continued to punish and press and force their way down along the left flank. But then, Watch Knight reinforcements appeared on the left flank, cutting down and slaughtering kin infantry out in the open. Captain Drusus began organizing a counterattack along the right wing, charging into the kin infantry and reaping a number of them along with the lone heavy intercessor that remained. Intercessors threw grenades into the demon engine, damaging it, and then charged in but were unable to defeat the diabolical machine. Chaplain Evocardus, on the other hand, led an assault squad into the raging berserkers, and with righteous fury they were able to cut all the berserkers down, and it continued their advance up the center. A badly depleted kin force, however, continued in their attack. Stubbornly defiant, they sent more troops into the fray, determined to overrun the Watch Knight positions. They swarmed the Blade Guard unit Swordsworn, who continued to hold despite the odds. The Demon Engine, on the other hand, managed to kill two of the intercessors and force the rest to fall back. Kin forces attacked Chaplain Evocardus and tried to drive him back, but failed to do so. The kin managed to take out the one heavy intercessor, and Captain Drusus is left fighting alone. Elite kin forces charge and managed to damage a repulsor in the rear line. The Watch Knights, however, continue to fight on. A fully repaired Honored Mormont takes out the lone bike that had slipped around the left flank, while Euripides races to aid Captain Drusus. The Watch Knights continued their assault from the left flank, rolling towards the center and the fire base of the kin. They sprayed the kin forces with fire, and then the Inceptors charged in, forcing the kin back. The repulsor hammered the kin forces that attacked it with fire, and in turn they activated their teleport homers and disappeared. Techmarine Euripides charged to Drusus's side, and between the two of them they were able to cut down all the kin that faced them. Chaplain Evocardus and his assault squad dispatched the kin facing them and set about securing the objective. With that, the remaining kin forces withdrew away from the battlefield, leaving the Watch Knights in control. The first unit to win a battle honor is the Impulsor. The Impulsor we went with the Reaper Battle Honor from the Pariah Nexus book. And what that does is allows it to re-roll ones when targeting infantry when firing. Next up to win a battle honor is the Ballistae Dreadnought. Thanks mostly to the help of Tech Marine Euripides. He was able to survive the battle, and he has now earned a battle honor. And we gave him the Resilient Machine Spirit from the Space Marine Codex. And what that does is he now has an additional 2 wounds. So it makes him a little harder to kill, a little harder to remove, and better at defense. Next up to win a battle honor is the Sword Sworn Blade Guard Veteran Squad. And for them, we went with the Space Marine Codex Echoes of the Primarch. And then what that does is once per battle, at the start of the fight phase, I can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the turn, weapons equipped by models in this unit have the Sustained Hits 1 ability. And last, we have Tech Marine Euripides. Now, Tech Marine Euripides, due to his valiant actions in the past action, saving the Ballistae Dreadnought and coming to the aid of Captain Drusus and cutting down the squats, had earned a battle honor. And furthermore, we had 17 honor points from this last campaign, and we spent 15 of them, and let the other 2 just go, to elevate him for his actions to one of the chapters Master of the Forge. And with that, we gave him the Liturgy of Resanctification. And what that does is each time this model uses its Blessings of the Omnissiah ability, the selected vehicle gains up to D3 plus 3 wounds instead of just D3. So he's going to be even better at healing up vehicles and repairing things, and that kind of fits his realm. Now, with the additional requisition point, we spent it on 200 more points of supply. And with that, we decided we'd add to the force in a different way. Being as the Watch Knights have been collecting Blackstone along with psychotropic materials for a hub fortress, and the fact that it looks like the kin have become infected by the Blackstone, they needed an expert. And that is where Magos Dominus Archimedes came in. He was so grateful, the planet was so grateful for the Watch Knight's assistance repulsing the tainted kin, that they sent Magos Dominus Archimedes, who was something of a troublemaker because he was a devotee of Call and his new ways, and they pawned him off on the Space Marines to help with the hub fortress. And so that is how he is now temporarily attached to the Watch Knights. And his big goal right now is he has a scheme that he has convinced the Watch Knights to try, where once they have collected 50 Blackstone fragments, he is going to use it into a special array in an effort to try to punch through broadcasts and receive broadcasts from Imperium Nihilus, using the Blackstone array to kind of open a hole for the astropathic hub to get messages to and from Imperium Nihilus for, as he says, perhaps as many as 5 minutes every day to as much as maybe a half hour, 45 minutes every day. But it's a start, and his expertise would really help them in the Achilles Nebula up against the Great Rift. So he has been added to the force on a temporary basis, and that's that for him. Accompanying Magos Dominus Archimedes has one squad of servitors, destroyers to be exact. Squad SDS VX1 has been assigned to Archimedes' control, and they will be accompanying him on the battlefield. I'm not ever going to give this unit battle honors. It's just a servitor unit. It's a disposable tool. At least that's how Archimedes views it, and that's how we're going to play it. So they will not win battle honors and the like. They're just going to be used as fodder and protection while Archimedes tries to accomplish his goal. And with this added to the Crusade force, we are now left with 20 points in supply left over. We currently have no honor points, And we are up to 8 blackstone fragments. So we need 42 more blackstone fragments before we can see if Archimedes' attempt to establish communications with Imperium Nihilus will be successful or not. And that's going to come down to a random die roll. And we're going to have some bad results if we roll a 1. 6 will be a total success, and we're going to come up with a chart and just kind of see what happens with it. And this is an unusual crusade approach, but I think it'll be fun and good to play out. So, in the future, we're going to see if the Watch Knights take the offensive instead of playing defensively like they have been in the past. They do need to investigate what's going on with the kin. Why are they being corrupted? And they also are sick and tired of the Eldar getting in the way, so they need to try to eliminate them. Not to mention all the Chaos Raids. The Watch Knights have been on the defensive for the most part, and now they're thinking it's more time to go on the offensive and also track down more of these Blackstone fragments that they can gather so they can accomplish their goals. I hope you have liked and enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe down below. Thank you.